Don't be afraid to fire people. It is essential in order for the business to survive. As they say, one bad apple spoils the what? The bunch, right? Get rid of them or they're gonna sabotage and spoil your business. Ever wonder why it feels so hard to find good talent nowadays? Or maybe you find people, you hire them and they don't work out or they don't last. I'm here to tell you today that you are not alone, as millions of American businesses struggle with hiring the right people to help them grow. And today I'm going to share a methodology that I've developed over the last 20 years that ensures that I find great talent, I find folks who last, and I find people who positively contribute to the growth of my business and the overall culture of my team. If this sounds like something you can benefit from, listen all the way to the end, as I'm going to share how I can help you implement this in your business. Now let's get into it, guys. But before we get into the main video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to be bringing tons of business content to really help you grow your business and bring you to new heights. Now let's get into the POPs method. So POPs is an acronym that stands for Proficiency, Optimism, Powerful Hunger, and Solution Oriented. Proficiency. Before you look to hire anyone, you need to clearly define the role you're looking to fill so that you can clearly identify if whoever you're looking to hire is proficient for the task at hand. They have a track record of performing in the past relative to the work. The second piece is you want to make sure whoever it is you're hiring is optimistic and has a positive attitude. Nothing can kill the culture in a company like a negative attitude and someone who just isn't rowing in the same direction as everybody else. Powerful hunger. You got to make sure they're hungry, right? That drive, they got that determination. They're really looking to get in and get after it. That type of energy is contagious, just like negative energy is contagious. And you want to ensure that folks are hungry. Lastly, they have to be solution oriented. The last thing you want to do is hire someone who brings you problems all day and isn't about solving anything. So let's really start and look at the first step in the process, proficiency first. How can you tell if someone is proficient or not? It's very easy. Look at their resume, look at their experience to ensure that they have a track record of performing in the past or have an educational background that appears to match the need of what the role is in your company. If they have those things, you can check that box that they're proficient, looking at the experience and the education level. The second one is powerful hunger, right? You want to make sure that they are hungry. The last thing you want is someone who's going to come in there who's lazy, lethargic, and doesn't really have what it takes. So how do you figure out if they are hungry? You look at the past performance at their last job, and I ask questions around how have you dealt with things in your previous roles where you may not have had the support you needed, but you found a way to push through and get it done. Ask for specific examples and specific stories of going above and beyond. That really is going to allow you to start to assess whether or not they have that in them, or if they struggle a little bit, chances are they probably aren't the type of person that's going to do that when it comes to working for you. And then the next one is third, we have optimism. You want to make sure that they have a positive attitude. And one of the ways that I ask about this is I ask about prior conflicts. You want to get into the nitty gritty in the past to confirm how they dealt with contentious relationships with former bosses, with former coworkers, team members. I mean, ultimately, you could even ask if they had issues with previous relationships. You don't want to go there because then you can get into trouble for asking some personal questions. But all kidding aside, I think it's really important that you ask about how they dealt with conflicts or friction with previous bosses and previous team members. And then lastly, to me, the top one, they have to check this box before you move on. Are they solution oriented, right? And so really, I think it's really important to ask them again. It kind of goes back to having that hunger. In the past, have you ever faced any struggles with not having all the information, but having to figure out things on the fly to achieve the desired goal, right? This will show you whether or not they have that aptitude in order to kind of get through some struggles and really not bring you problems, but bring you solutions as well. The solutions may not be good. I'd rather have an employee who brings me a solution as opposed to just saying I'm stuck and then they just kind of put their hands in the air and kind of wait for everyone else to kind of come to the rescue. I actually recently hired someone for a role that they checked all three of the first criteria here. They were proficient for the role, they had the experience, positive attitude, they were hungry. But this one, they just, when things didn't seem to be quite right, they just kind of waited and they thought it was doing me a favor because they wanted to make sure they didn't make any mistakes. And I'm telling you, that's the worst thing you can have. I'd rather have someone who takes initiative and maybe they don't act, but at least they bring you some type of solution relative to whatever it is that you need them to do. One other quick point I want to make is don't be afraid to fire people. It is essential in order for the business to survive. The guy I had hired for the role recently, I got rid of him within 3 days because I saw that he was not solution oriented. As they say, one bad apple spoils the what? The bunch, right? One bad apple spoils the bunch. And so as a result of that, get rid of them or they're going to sabotage and spoil your business. And so really these are the 4 criteria that I think if you apply this to your business, I'm telling you that it will transform the way you operate. It will transform the way your business flows, and it'll allow you to start scaling and growing and seeing success without having the concerns of, oh, is this person going to work out? Or did I make the right move? You're going to be happy to have the people in the organization if they embody these 4 keys. And I think that it may seem simple, but I think we tend to overcomplicate things. And the other thing that I think is very important that I want to talk about is when you're running a business, it is most important that the business survives, right? The business is its own organism. It's basically alive. And so as long as the business survives, it will serve your family, it will serve your employees, and it will serve your customers. And the minute that you hire someone that doesn't fit this criteria, you are jeopardizing that entire ecosystem. And so from that perspective, business is transactional. Your clients are expecting a certain result, and in order for you to deliver that result, you're expecting a certain behavior from your team and from your employees. And so this is where business is less about relationships early on. Yes, you're going to establish relationships within the confines of the business and with your employees, but don't hire people because you like them or because you have a relationship with them. Hire them because they actually are well qualified for the job and they fit the model of who you need to have in your company in order to continue to provide a high level of service so that the company grows. Because if the company fails, everyone loses. And that's pretty much it for this one, guys. If you have questions, feel free to leave comments below. I'm happy to answer your questions. I do a monthly challenge as well about business and real estate, so there'll be information down below about that as well if that's something you wanted to hop into. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to share this to really help all of you business owners out there who might be stuck, who are looking to grow their business and feel like they don't know how to find good people or hire good people. I hope this helps you as always. Keep going, keep striving. Stay tuned for more.